Hello, Dr. Palermo with the EDLS 732 instructional video for week 2, Deuce, January 22nd through the 28th. While I'm mentioning dates at the onset, there are 2 opportunities for you to receive training in the newest edition of APA. The APA is a style guide that you must use and adhere to when you're writing your evidences and your dissertation. And there are some substantive changes. If you have an APA 6th edition, it's outdated, and we're going to have to use the 7th edition going forward. Natalie Bishop from the Media Center, the library, is going to be doing training. It is on January 23rd, Thursday, or next Tuesday, either or, but they're mandatory sessions. They will, I believe, be recorded and loaded later for you, but try to participate in one of those 2 trainings, please, so that we can say you've been trained. In terms of dialogue board posts, I'm really encouraged and excited by the dialogues that I've read from the first week and participate. I participate in those some, but mostly read what you've been writing, posting, and responding to others. The expectation is that you will post something by Sunday night, and then if there is to be a response, not always, then please by Tuesday night. I know that some of you are still lacking books, and if that's the case, I expect you to play catch up when you do get books, but if this is a misunderstanding, let me clear it up. Please post each week by Sunday, and then respond by Tuesday by 11:59. I'm recording this Tuesday afternoon, and you're not late yet. Okay, that's expectations for that. Expectations on the CIIP Part A. Again, I appreciate that. I hope you appreciate that we are in the process of revising some of the evidences in the EDLS program, and that Dr. Mary Beth Roth and I have collaborated to rewrite part of the CIIP. Still 4 parts. The first part here is a CNA, a Comprehensive Needs Assessment. I think some of you have had experience leading and being involved in gathering data, analyzing data in order to practice continuous improvement, school improvement, district improvement. And I have recorded a video to try to clarify what I understand to be the expectations, what I'll be looking for when I read and provide formative feedback to you on your CIIP Part A, the Comprehensive Needs Assessment part. So watch that video, please, and then I hope those expectations are clear, and if not, that we'll have a be able to talk about that soon enough that you can get clear on the expectations and get writing on your CIIP Part A soon. The readings in your text for this week, I hope you have your text if you don't all yet. Glickman, we're zipping through chapters 3, 4, and 5, and I am giving short shrift right this week to big ideas about dynamic schools beyond Newtonism, the quantum paradigm. I'm going to have to say something about quantum physics and the uncertainty principle in our next face-to-face session, but not now. As you read chapters 4 and 5, I hope that that some of the stuff about adult learning, theories of adult learning, theories of professional development will resonate with you. Many of you have experience having professional development done to you over the years, and how does that jive with best practice and leading for supervision in your schools? So adult and teacher development within the context of the school is chapter 4, and chapter 5 kind of wraps up some of those beliefs and teaching and supervision. I asked you to respond in this week's dialogue post to chapter 4, and something about various models of adult development. So again, you've had experience in schools. An awful lot of you have had professional development done to you. I bet some of you have led professional development and learning for teachers and educators, adults in your building. What do you know, and how does that jive with the best practice that is suggested here? In the other reading for the week, it's Graham and Ferreter, chapter 2. And here I really wanted to use the notions about teams and teaming that Graham and Ferreter are getting into, which I hope you can later use to analyze the current state of professional learning, or PLCs or PLTs in your district. But for this week, I asked you to name your team. In doing the CIIP, you're going to need to lead a team of educators in collaboration in the analysis of the data and writing the recommendations. Now, what I'm gathering and what I want to tell you is great from the get-go. If you pulled a team together for the first evidence for the first semester in your program, and you are going to reuse, recycle that convenience core team of folks, if you have a team of people who are your pals and will work together with you to help you analyze the data and help you create your evidences, then great. If you're putting together a new team specifically for the curriculum audit for the CIIP, great. Do try, please, to have someone from the central office on your team. Tony has loaded his description of his team in Blackboard already in the dialogue post for week 2. Great. It looks like a very diverse team and includes a central office person. Tony can then go on and describe why this team was, why the people are on the team, and the skills and strengths that they bring to the team. That's the kind of stuff that you should have in the team description in Part A of your CIIP. And if you have a team in place already, great. Don't reinvent the wheel. I hope that that's clear. But here for the dialogue post for Graham and Ferreter for Chapter 2, look at the table that they have there if you want on page 41. Don't use that one if you don't want to. But a table that you can cut and paste into your CIIP, please, would be who is on your team, the team members, their current job description, some of the experience that they bring to the team, maybe a column about their roles or their purpose on the team. Maybe you don't know yet what their role will be. But a table like that, describing your team, I'm nudging you to have a team in week 2, if you can, and to name that team, because you're already going to need that for Part A of your CIIP. So you're getting your CIIP written here. Do please take a minute to look at the full rubric of the CIIP. That's how you're evaluated. This peer rubric is something that we're going to use either in the face-to-face session or later in order for you to give feedback to one another. And then this is the outline that I used in the video to try to describe some of my expectations. I hope that those are helpful tools and kind of are clarifying Dr. Ross and my thinking about the CIIP and what will be expected of you. So you have readings to do this week. You have a video to watch. You have a couple of dialogue posts to respond to by Sunday, please. And we will be planning in week 3 for our first face-to-face session. In preparation for that, I would like you to think about the type of data that you're going to be analyzing for your CIIP Part A. I'm going to ask you to bring that stuff, but you can start now to gather that for our first face-to-face session. I hope to have a data sharing session in our first face-to-face session. Something else occurs to me. when we gather for our face-to-face session, we may or may not be, what do y'all do for food? And does someone bring snacks? And should we be setting up a, uh, a snack tree? Tell me, give me your feedback about that, please. I enjoyed our first face-to-face session. If you hadn't noticed, I did load the completed recording of that video from our face-to-face Zoom here. Y'all were very quiet, or very, I don't know. I thought y'all were quiet. So I hope to see you and talk with you soon. Thanks so much. That's the video for week 2.